Well, Republicans have had their hearts set on repeal and replace for a very long time. But now that they have control of both the presidency and Congress, the responsibility of legislating falls on them. And that's a very different situation. So Republicans are insisting that they want to get both of those accomplished at once. Speaker Ryan and President Trump have both said that. And yet the ultimate arbiter of what goes into a bill and what can be passed could be the Senate parliamentarian. And almost no one knows who that is. It's an attorney by the name of Elizabeth McDonough. But Republicans are going to need to use the reconciliation process in the Senate to achieve their legislation. It's already running into resistance from Republicans in both the middle and on the farther right end of their party spectrum. And they have very little margin for error when it comes to the Senate and their 52-seat majority. If they want to write a farther-reaching bill, then they're going to need 60 votes. And Republicans do have a shot at acquiring 60 votes in the midterm elections of 2018, but in the current political environment, that would be very difficult. Absolutely. The 2018 midterms are casting a long shadow over Congress right now because Republicans know that the party out of power ordinarily gains a good number of seats in the first midterm of a new administration. We saw that happen in 2010 after Democrats passed the Affordable Care Act, and Democrats lost 6 Senate seats and 63 House seats. Well, Democrats don't really have a shot at taking back the Senate because they're already in control of 3/4 of the Senate seats that are up for election in 2018, but they could have an outside chance at the House if President Trump or Republicans are unpopular enough entering the midterms. And the Senate is really going to be a question of whether Republicans can get a 60-seat filibuster-proof majority. There are 10 Democratic senators up for re-election in states that voted for Donald Trump, including 5 that voted for him by at least 19 points. So Republicans have an opportunity to gain, and many voters in rural America will have a big say over the Senate. The House, on the other hand, is going to come down to the suburbs. And Democrats need 24 seats to regain the majority in the House. That's going to be tough for them to achieve when you consider that only 23 Republicans currently sit in districts that Hillary Clinton won. So the House is really the one to watch as far as the majority is concerned. The Senate is still very important to watch to see whether Republicans can break a filibuster and acquire 60 seats. Well, the next election always starts before the last one even begins, right? If there's a silver lining for Democrats out of 2016, it's that it'll force them to take a look at a new generation of leaders in the party. And there are several Democrats in particular that are generating buzz. Cory Booker from New Jersey, Kirsten Gillibrand in New York, Elizabeth Warren from Massachusetts, although Elizabeth Warren would be roughly the same age as Hillary Clinton was in 2016 if she were to run in 2020. And the last 2 presidents have successfully won re-election by casting their opponents as a Massachusetts elitist. So it'll be interesting to see whether there are Democrats that are not national household names that enter the conversation over the next 4 years. Because after all, if you told us at this point in 2013 that we'd have President Trump, well, that would have created a whole lot of laughter in this room.